Under urban.
Yes, yes.
Key department.
Ansari is from private, I think.
But under some government. Answer is the construction firm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Is it urban development department? और किमान साल हुई से?
I can't exactly remember that. But still then, when they constructed, it was, the height should be 10 feet and the depth should be 8 feet.
Have they constructed accordingly?
Yes, of course, but then in some area it's a bit narrow.
In the bottom also there's a plaster.
Plaster.
What would be the solution? Since you all are living here, now you will know the location area-wise. So what should be done in order to reduce the risk?
First of all, the thing is, we people, we lack civic sense. No? That's the first and foremost priority. And the second point is, I don't know, these 3 days like that, I mean 3 times it has been flooded here. And it's becoming very frequent, and the level of the water also, it's increasing. So I think maybe the drain water which is being flown here, it's too much, it can't accommodate. So what my point is, if it can be diverted, at least 40 to 50% of the drainage water, then somehow there will be a relief. And moreover, the depth of this drain is 8 feet before initially. And then, say because of the residue which are left behind. So now the depth is only 4 to 5 feet. Floatable rubbishes and all too is okay. But this non-floatable which are down, they cannot be picked up by man labor also. It has to be done by JCB, but JCB is not accessible everywhere. That's the problem also. And moreover, I've already said yesterday also that nearby that colony, I don't remember, there which flows down to the Nsdma River, no? There, the width is only very narrow. Not even 3 feet in some area, because it has been encroached.
So this drainage goes to Walford, and Walford to Nsdma, right? The same place.
Yeah,
where we
same
went.
Bangalore colony, it goes to
Burma
Walford or Bangalore.
But the main epicenter is Nagajan police point.
Nagajan also comes there. It joins together before the bridge out here, no? Near the police
From
point.
Nagasan side, this side the confluence in the junction, then goes to the Walford area.
So the major cause is like this. It starts from Theku, and one bigger drainage comes from the Theku. That means a Livingstone school, that side it comes to KBJ colony. That is the starting point of the side by. Again from the Signal Angami, the water comes. The next it comes from the Walford. The next comes the railway colony, that other part, left part, not the right part, left part, which is called the Marwadipati area. All these waters are coming through, the 4 drainages are connecting to this small drainage. So the quantity of water which comes to this area is huge all the time, whenever the rain falls. It's not only this time is over, extreme, but usually whenever the rain comes, it has got a flood at least 2 to 3 feet above the land, above the road.
Do you have the map of all the drainage?
They will also be there.
All the DVD.
This season, you see, what best can we do, how we can actually improve the water flow, etc., what precautions the public can take. Those things we have to do. Maybe through some social work, if something can be done immediately, I think that should be our first target. Baki government will do the survey and then make a project and then bring funds etc.
Immediately we
Maybe
want
for the next
sediments to be removed.
Ah.
The side sediments, no? It's made an extra bank.
Let us hope that this rain gives us some respite because otherwise, even the vehicle cannot go inside and to clean this up. But we'll discuss with the technical officers and we'll try to.
So the engineer also, these culverts are very old, of 50 years, 60 years. Anytime it can
Problem to go there.
And sir,
No,
one
that's
more,
just
one
for
more,
noting-
which is hampering the sweet flow of the water is one in Vilimai colony, the wall of the drain has fallen down.
Yes, we have just gone and seen.
That picture also I have. So it's blocking, and because of that also the sweet flow of the water is not good.
We would also like to
Same problem, you see. Water is actually not flowing smoothly now through the drains. That is the whole problem.
So manually we have to break it down. Actually we were planning with our councillor Mr. Lanuchuba. So that very day when we planned to break down the wall and throw it outside, so that the water can flow swiftly, then that very day it flooded. So we couldn't have it.
Came unexpectedly.
we want to request the resident also to be little bit having a higher percentage of civic sense.
Yes, yes.
Especially the
That's very
waste disposal is very important. The waste disposal is loading. Correct.
So actually for some called
Dimapur, most of the Dimapur was flooded. But for us, it is not only this time. At least thrice in a year. हम लोग इतना दुख मिलता है पूरा इधर में जाम गिरेगा उधर से आएगा दादीपुरा আহিবो আৰু ইয়াজিপুৰা भी पानी আহিবो नागाजामपुरा আহিবो four corners পৰা আমাৰ খান জমা কৰিব পানী জমা কৰি কেনে পানী নিজে যাদো নিজে কেনে আৰু এনেকা কৰি কেনে পেক আহিব sir yadi cleaning the drainage cleaning do sir lanu chuba councillor DMC councillor পৰা কোথায় সাফা কৰে it will not do this, it will not last খালি only for 1 week, only for few days আছে cleaning of nala no hindi do আমাৰ social work কৰিলে ito একোই লাভ নহয় social time আছে itu rasta pani laka rasta to ekta saika na abo nakan saika na
Permanent solution দিব লাগিব.
why the permanent solution nuli do sapa kura laka kiba itu ka ikubi to kam nai the main power wastage kora ase sir aru ekta maiki laka dog yadi beshi to kase yadi flower laka business kori thakise khur sabuli bacha kam bali bole iman flower 30-40,000 laka flower jama kori kena rakhibo pani para ahi kena khotam kori dibo aru murgi laka business korishi ito murgi pi ekbar ahi kena khotam korishi aru kauri business khotam start korishi paru kauri bi ekbar khotam kore enika to kori ase sir aru ekta kotha to ito rasta to ito shortcut ase nagajampura ahalaka shortcut ase students kan yati pra phira high school yati city college SME school ase aru ephali sal college kan aru college tinta charta ase tuk manu khan do yati thingbra phira students kan tar khan sali kiman bra school ji jabon nore aru yati bra ja to yati kheli bosti aru nakachan laka yati kheli bosti kan ase church tadi bra manu khan students kan ha aru yati hospital li ja manu khan kunba manu tu tuk manu khan puisa nai hospital li ja boli etu khan thingbra hi boli thingbra hospital civil hospital ja boli ne pare eni kasre etu rasta bra moi laka own experience bi adi 30 years adi thaka temdi etu khan students kan saili to choko pani olai school din ja laka
মানে রাস্তা বিয়া আছে
pani
bra.
saya shortcut ase do thing laka flat kori do etu bra ko etu bora bla kore se iman ta kahide
ঠিক আছে এইটো না আমাৰ খান ইয়াতে পৰা যাই কিনা একটা মিটিং কৰিবলৈ আছে তাতে সব ডিপাৰ্টমেণ্ট খান থাকিব তো ডিছকাশ্যন কৰিব আৰু কি বেষ্ট গভৰ্ণমেণ্ট ডিপাৰ্টমেণ্ট পৰা কৰিব পাৰিব এইটো আমাৰ খান এইটো আপোনাৰ খানকে ৰিকুৱেষ্ট কৰাটো হিয়াৰ উইথ ইট কিলে মানে এইটো পানীটো এনেকা ইণ্টেনচিটি এনেকা আহিব এইটোতো হ'লে কোন বি ক'ব নাপাৰে না বাট দেয়াৰ আৰ চাম লং টাৰ্ম প্ৰব্লেমছ হিয়াৰ না এইটোতো হ'লে আমাৰ খান উইল ট্ৰাই টু সলভ এইটো আছিল তো আজি তো আপোনাৰ নিজৰ চকুৰ পৰা আমি দেখি লৈছে এইটো কহিমাতে যাই কিনে আমি আৰু কৰিম
thank you sir thank you for seeing us
Okay. Our respected Chief Secretary, Dr. Jani Alam, Commissioner of Police, Secretary to Chief Minister, Sir Nsdma, our joint CEO and Nsdma, and all the staff and officials from Kohima and also from Dimapur district, and also Chairman to the Kota village for giving us this opportunity to have this meeting at the Panchayat Hall. Thank you once again. Yati before aman short meeting thakibo, already aji yati organized kurano aman ex gratia very unfortunate incident aman flood di aman tinda aman laga yati manu puri jaise to ibu pra ex gratia di boleh mati kena se family member khan lai kena se and first of all I would like to thank the government of state government and especially our honorable sir advisor and also our respected chief secretary for immediate itu among the relief dibule aro ex gratia dibule kami program punya itu jadi taken be especially personally I gonna visit pura garni bishi thanks dia se aro here I would like to say Kota village among tamu busti ase jadi bishi effect hoise boleh aman भी main power shortage हुआ every location to visit बोले पाने बोले भी be assured that अपने यहाँ लगा कि effect होगा ना से अपने यहाँ SDRF बोले तो further aman itu assessment होगा ना बोले put up to the government और let's hope government बड़ा aman लगा कि damage अच्छे property होगी कि ऐसे itu aman relief site ना disaster more एक ऐसा so before we hand over the ex gratia I would like to request our advisor, sir, to kindly.
First of all, I want to give my serious complaints on my behalf of Government of Nagaland under the leadership of our village leader, Secretary leader, Chief Minister of Nagaland. Well, after accidents, we used to come across from time to time. But this kind of flood-related issue, I think in the recent year, this is the first time where really from Dimapur, Uttarakhand, laga incident to me again. Only we flood-related laga to pehla to kini ka bosho lagi ITI lo first time main isna se Dimapur ka. 2016 में कोई सेलुरी बाकी इन दोनों की हमारे के अचानक पर पानी है कि जो चाहिए ये है ना बोले तो अगेन टाइम टू टाइम सोयम लगा इस पे नहीं चार में मनु नहीं प्रॉब्लम है बोले भी फ्लैट ले दे तब तो इट्स वेरी रियर इन लाइक एनीवे इंडिया मोइगन नागरिक नागरिक थ्रू द वर्ल्ड पृथ्वी दे changes to Asia here, only India with our respected Chief Secretary. Organic work in Sado, my short observation is, India nala pana lagado maybe way back in 1990s. To this time there is settlement not again I. To pani gurundo ini kia se itu sati panai thakibo. But with the repeat expansion of this Dimapur town, we need to have a serious thought koribo lage here though. Aru government bhi serious bhala lobo. In time, moi humble request koriya do. India sadu government ko ini itu Pradesh to panai digina she. Only we most of us more than side by side ko by interest koriya she. Itu na hoigina India disi bara itu ekta colony de kuanishna. Under itu Dimapur urban planning itu na sapa kudu boleh mon boleh kumba dane ini electric itu tadi nanda di British aru bisaki tadi hali dia ase itu na hogena ojan naka manudo hal dia ase boleh biya lagadu biya na the discipline people we like discipline aru modu laga ki sapa kudu lage कि गुरु लगे ना गुरु के ना खुशी खुशी दुनिया में दे बोला भी खिलाए थे इधर बड़ा भी situation to adam aggravate ho jai se to gardi media public sudondar kan tabili cholibi ikon media kena se itu weird guribi inya guribina work on side by side from government end in kuribole paribo kuribo but meantime public be atom sensitive kuribina contribution kuribo lage or immediately wo India sadu who knows India do within July 9 ajudo ako heavy bi ayo pare India nijur laga koloni itu nama jagandu immediately kan to sapa kore do somehow itu dia ulah tapi mohan but yo pare dei hindi morom gurigena itu kan algen sapa kore bi aru ajibara do moila kan natibi koloni kan bi kobi electricity tate direct link na kori dibi ya gurigena time to time itu DMC khani itu sapa kore dibi iniga bole mohan laga feature bhalo ho na bole do mohan ike pare weird na gurigena নিজের খুশি চাই থাকলে তো না হবো আমরা বড় করি না পাবলিক ফান্ড ইন্ডিয়া রমি ini sadu we nanga people within the world Allah rule procedure to follow করলে তো ওখান তো ভালো মানুষ আছে will be where lekin discipline নাই rules follow করলে মন নাই তুই মন লাগা ঠিক আছে thank you story di TV punya manji story dalam tahap masuk recharging ini akan kita tapi
itu bas ho lebih kali apa sih
terus Mr. Late Bipin Roy family so nama TV story lalu family program di dalam masuk next late Jamaica we high
Honorable Advisor of Nsdma, DC Dimapur, Additional Secretary, Disaster, our Joint CEO and senior officers, and our friends from the media. Thank you very much for joining this press briefing. We wanted to do it after the meeting, but then Honorable Advisor has another engagement, so we have to prepone it. As we all know, Nagaland actually experienced unprecedented rains in the last 4 or 5 days. And this kind of a freak weather event actually caused flash floods and loss of life, damage to property, and even our road connectivity etc. was also hampered. So just to have a first-hand idea of what kind of landslides have taken place on Kohima Dimapur, which is the lifeline for our people, and to see the actual situation on the ground in the flood affected areas. Both of us decided to come here, although there are other important issues going on in Kohima, but then we thought it is necessary for us to come down, because this is almost like a disaster, natural disaster. So we are here. As you all know, if you look at the rain data of the last 3 years, you see on the data is there with me. On the 4th of July, 95.4 mm rain was there in Dimapur. On 5th, 92.4. On 6th July, 76.5. And on 8th July, 122 mm rain. So altogether, in the 5 days from 4th July to 8th July, almost like 400 mm of rain fell in Dimapur. I have the data of the previous 2 years also. It has never rained for more than 20 mm in 24 hours in Dimapur in the recent past during this period. In the last, in 2 months' time, June and July put together, the total rainfall in 2023 in Dimapur was 474 mm. And of course, last year the rains were very low. So in 2 months' time, the rains were 219 mm. But this year, we are yet to, in the first week of July only, and we have had 661 mm of rainfall in Dimapur. So one can imagine that excessive rainfall is taking place this year, and as we all know, due to climate change, a lot of rain falls in a very short span of time, and that is the cause of many disasters, not only in Nagaland, in many other places also. It leads to flash floods and all that. So we have visited the entire this road stretch from Dimapur to Kohima. We have seen some of the vulnerable spots on the road. Although the NHIDCL and the concerned contractors are taking care of that, but in some portions it's quite worrisome. So we will go back to Kohima, and then we will sit with the departments again to see how best we can deal with the emerging situation. As far as Dimapur is concerned, we had visited some relief camps, and we have visited the low-lying areas where waterlogging and floods have taken place. Though water has receded a little bit now, but still people have told us that in some areas the water level had gone up quite high. So it's actually, as Chief Secretary, it is very rare for me to visit the spots physically. I depend on the reports of officers, departments like that. But then this time I thought I should go personally and see what exactly is the situation, so that whatever support is required from the state government, not only from the disaster side, but also from various other departments also, if any support is required, we should be able to provide. So with that intention we had come. I have seen, and we have taken note of. We will further review it. Certain problems have been shared to us by the people of the area that also have been noted, and we will take further action as required. I will now request our Honorable Advisor of Nsdma, Shri Nite, to say a few words. After that, we may take your questions if there are any. Thank you.
A very good afternoon to you all. I'm really thankful to our Chief Secretary in spite of his busy schedule after in Kohima. He has given all aside to come and see the sport. As we all are aware that because of the drastic changes in the global environment, the last 4 or 5 days there's unprecedented rains, and as I told in the hall that we haven't heard that flood-related casualty for the last so many years from Dimapur, but these times really unfortunate that the tree soil has been perished. Anyway, for me, I take it that it is a challenge for every one of us, and it has really awakened us. As our Chief Secretary was telling that we have visited Walford area, then Vimelu area also. There, my personal observation is, earlier, it seems in the 90s, I don't know exactly, but they have made one drainage. That times, maybe the settlements, the colony is not that much, but now it is very small comparing the settlements of the vicinities, and it started, it seems, from Tiger, and it is chosen 4 or 5 colonies. Not only that, but you see like quite a good number of places there is a silting. So all those silting, I think we need a civic sense. If we could have removed regularly, somehow I think we can avert the damage. But still then, when we are there in the spot, DC was telling that the public used to send direct to this thing toilet or in the drainage, the toilet connections. So I think these things are going, and frankly speaking, we Nagas, we don't have much discipline. So we used to dump whatever garbage is there in this thing, drainage. So now almost when we went to this Vimelu colony, the department was telling that it was in 8 feet was being constructed, the height, but now almost all the beds are sealed. So these are the issues. So I want to request each and every person that we need to propagate about civic sense and discipline ourselves. And one thing is that the last so many years we don't have even a civic body, but recently under the leadership of our president, that the civic body has already been set up. So now you see, like, if every one of us, if we pinpoint, if we look at the government, whatever government we can do, we will do. But if always we say that government, I think it is not help much. So the only thing is my humble request to the colony members and the elected bodies. I think we need to take a serious business. I think you can see your own colony, what are the need and what need to be done, and this has to be advised to the concerned authority. If we could have cleared that drainages in time, I think to some extent we can avert the huge damages. But now, as I said earlier, really thankful that this is the awakening point for us. So we need to take very serious each one of us. Thank you.
What has come to light is that it is more of a man-made disaster through land encroachment and poor waste management. So what can the government or the administration do or take measures for land encroachment and poor waste management?
Yeah, to some extent you are right. Due to encroachment and you know, I mean, maintenance, there may be some deficiencies in maintenance, and because of that it's not able to deal with this kind of calamities. So in fact a survey is already going on in Dimapur to identify all these vulnerable spots, and once the survey is completed, the government will take it up wherever it is possible to have, you know, to take corrective measures. The colony, some colony people actually told us that there is a requirement to, you know, divert some of the drains, and then of course, as the honorable advisor has mentioned, the drains are silted, so their capacity has gone down to a great extent. A drain which is supposed to have a depth of say 8 feet, it has a depth of only 4 feet. That means the capacity is only 50%. And similarly, since the drains are being used like you know, the funnels for garbage etc. also, many places the smooth water flow is not there, and because of all these problems the flooding is aggravated. So once the survey is completed, I think we will come to know what kind of requirement is there and how it can be taken care of.
Funds are allocated for flood mitigation and management. So out of that, how much is actually spent on drainages? Is there any allocation for that?
Some portion, very small portion is actually used for this kind of mitigation. But then we will give you the data from the department.
Another question. Since you have answered about the encroachment which my colleague has just asked about, and the survey will be conducted, and you know, we will identify which areas. So when it comes to landowners, they don't want part also. How strict is the government going to be? And if that also means upsetting certain people in terms of vote banks as well?
I think you have seen how certain encroachments have been removed recently in Dimapur. That airport problem, you are aware. So of course there was a long court battle, and after exhausting all the court options, the area was cleared. So there actually we got full support of the community, various organizations, administration, government departments, everybody was together, and that is how we were successful. Now here also, if the community support is there, then I am sure the government can take care of this. Certain places, some acquisition etc. may be required. In some places there will be encroachment which has to be removed like that. So it's not an insurmountable problem in my view.
Sir, my question is for the Nsdma regarding the funds, relief funds, not just for flood but even other cases also, landslide, mudslide, and where people are affected. We're hearing that the amount that comes is very meager, not enough to take care of the affected place or affected people. Is that true, and if it is so, why is that when it comes to the funds?
Thank you. When it comes to the fund, the Ministry of Home Affairs has the set of norms ceiling. So we cannot go more than that. Now, if you really look at it in disaster, there are two things. One, we are looking at damage. When we look at the damage, it is known as the infrastructure or roads or drainages. But there is another side of it called loss. Today, when we went to that Miluni colony, the woman was explaining that she does a floral business. And for the past these many days, I could not do it, that business. And that is called loss. So now when we really look at it, we have to really look at the two sides, damage and loss. So now disaster management side really comes as a small assistance to mitigate the loss. Then when we say damage is infrastructure building. So infrastructure building per se does not come directly to the disaster management purview. Even if we could gather some fund for the rebuilding or the mitigations, it goes through the departmental infrastructural department concerns. So ours, what we are looking at it is some assistance to the loss. I hope I'm answering your questions. And when it comes to infrastructure today, I think especially Dimapur, both government, community people, and all of us, when it comes to disaster, it affects everyone. Disaster has no color, you know, tall fellow, short fellow, rich fellow, poor fellow, it affects everyone. So I think it's time that we need to really look at it. Dubai city was built for future ready resilient. But look at it last year, Dubai was flooded. Therefore, it is time for Dimapur, especially the commercial hub of Nagaland. We need to build any infrastructure that we are taking up with the philosophy of disaster future resilient. We have to build today for another 100 years. Our honorable advisor has already said, and our chief secretary has also said, the infrastructure that has built was maybe 90 years ago, or maybe during 90s. But for today, you know, unprecedented extreme weather event, you know, this infrastructure is not ready for that kind of unprecedented. So when we're building now, we need to look at future ready infrastructure from now to 100 years. And for the assistance, I think we have extended 3 ex gratia. We are very sorry for the loss, especially that one family, very young father, left behind I think 3 months or 4 months old daughter. We are very sorry for the loss, and even our chief secretary, our honorable advisors, they have extended the ex gratia. Now when we say there is as per the ceiling of the Ministry of Home Affairs norms, 4 lakhs. Thank you.
Sir, every year flood situation in Dimapur is a really comprehensive situation, either because of natural calamities or man-made disaster. So what were the preparedness of the government, Nagaland State Disaster Management, District Administration and DMC to sensitize and to address the issue for everlasting solution? And my second question is, as far as the source, we have received an information that like 4 to 5 houses was washed away due to ongoing flash flood at Nsdma, Nsdma. And I'm very sure the TC of Jumu and the EAC are well aware of this situation, and they have handed over rupees amount of 10,000 as a relief fund to the affected families last year. So in this situation, how the government is going to assist the flood affected families?
You want to say about Dimapur?
Yeah, like the question I think is related to city demand, but as far as Dimapur is concerned, like we have not received any damage as such, but we are assisting the damages caused by the flood in collaboration with councillors, EUCCF, GPs. So at this present juncture, we could not assist the overall of Dimapur district, but we are working on it and will be submitting the report to the government as such. As of now, like we said, it's the fatality is the 3% who died, unfortunately. And other than that, whoever has been stranded, we have already evacuated. Total 914 individuals, including handicapped, some old, and sick persons. Since Sir is also living for daily, so I think we have DDMA meeting, so I think we'll wind up here. Thank you once again for all the media.